We're continuing with the Chapter 3 material, and now we're looking at solving quadratic equations. So here we have a quadratic equation that could easily be solved for x squared. So we'll do that, and then we'll do the plus minus square root of both sides. And we have x squared is equal to 9. So we take the square root of both sides, and on the number side we do the plus minus square root. So we have two solutions, x is equal to plus or minus 3, or x equals 3, x equal minus 3. In number 2, we have an equation of the form something squared equals a number. So we can solve this by square rooting both sides, or plus minus square root of both sides. When we take the square root of the left side, we just get x plus 5. And on the right side, we do the plus minus square root, so we get plus or minus 4. To solve for x, we write x plus 5 equal 4 is one equation, and the other x plus 5 is equal to minus 4. And now just solve these. Subtract 5 from both sides, and here we have x is equal to minus 1. And in the second equation also, let's subtract 5 from both sides. And here we have x is equal to minus 9. So those are the two solutions. In number 3, we also have a quadratic equation of the form something squared equal to a number. But this time on the right hand side we don't have a perfect square, but we'll do the same thing. We'll square root both sides. So on the left side we have 2x plus 3. And the right hand side we're taking the plus minus square root, so we have plus or minus the square root of 5. Now we could write these as two separate equations, or in this case, when we have a square root on one side, we can solve by just putting the number that we're subtracting next to this plus minus. Alright, so if we subtract 3 from both sides, we'll just put it right here. So we have 2x is equal to minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 5. And now divide by 2. And here are our two solutions, minus 3 plus root 5 over 2 and minus 3 minus root 5 over 2, written in this combined form. In number 4, we're going to do a different method for solving a quadratic. This equation is in standard form, meaning we have a 0 on the right-hand side. So we can try our factoring method since it's in standard form. Now, how do we factor 5x squared plus 4x? Well, the constant term is 0. Whenever you have a quadratic where the constant term is 0, all you do is pull out x, or pull out the common factor x. So let's do that. So we have x times 5x plus 4 is equal to 0. And we have our two factors, x and 5x plus 4. Set them both equal to 0. Okay, right away we have one solution, x equals 0. And we have 5x plus 4 equals 0. Okay, this one takes a little bit of solving, so let's do that. Solving for x. And we have 5x is equal to minus 4. And just divide by 5. And there we have our other solution, x is equal to minus 4 over 5. So two solutions, 0 and minus 4 over 5. In number 5, we have another quadratic equation in standard form, 0 on the right-hand side. So let's just let's try factoring this using reverse FOIL. All right, first times first is 2x squared, so that would be 2x times x. Now everything is positive, so we have two pluses here and here. 15, we'll try 15 times 3, 5 times 3, we'll put something here and something here, and we want to get that 13x in the middle. Alright, so let's put the 5 here, because then we'll get a 10x. We're getting closer to the 13, and the 3 here. Let's check the middle term to see if we have 13x. Let's see, we have middle term comes from outer plus inner, so that would be the inner is 3x, and the outer is 10x, which does add up to 13x. So we have the right factorization. Now we're ready to set each factor equal to 0. That is 2x plus 3 equals 0, and x plus 5 equals 0. And we'll just solve each. 2x is equal to minus 3, and x is equal to 3/2. So there's one solution. And here just subtract 5 from both sides. We have x is equal to minus 5. So that's our other solution. In number 6, we see that if we multiply through, we're going to have 3x squared. So this is a quadratic as well. All right, first we want to put this in standard form. So let's multiply through by that x. We have 3x squared plus x is equal to 10. And now to finish off the standard form, we need 0 on the right-hand side. So we're just going to subtract 10 from both sides, and we get 3x squared plus x minus 10 is equal to 0. And now we'll try factoring. Reverse FOIL. Okay, 3x squared, we'll put here and here, we'll put 3xx. First times first is first over here. And now last times last is minus 10. Okay, so the signs are different. So let's since this is negative, that means our signs are different. So we're going to start with plus minus. We might switch that, but let's try that. All right, now we're going to break up 10 as 5 times 2. And keep in mind that we want to end up with a plus x in the middle here. If I put the 5 here, I'm up to 15. That seems too big. So I'm going to put the 5 here and the 2 here. Now let's now check the middle term. So we have a 5x. And here we have minus 6x, which gives us minus x, and we have a plus x over here. So what we're going to do is just switch these signs, and that'll give us the plus x in the middle. All right, now let's do the setting each term equal to 0. So we have 3x minus 5 equals 0, and x plus 2 equals 0. And let's just solve these. 3x is equal to 5. X is equal to 5/3. All right, so that's one solution. And here subtract 2 from both sides, and we have x is equal to negative 2. Okay, and that's another solution. Question 7 is of the form a fraction equal to a fraction, so we're going to cross multiply. All right, so let's do x plus 5 times x minus 2 on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, we have minus 12. All right, let's multiply through. We're trying to put this in standard form with 0 on the right-hand side. Let's multiply through, and we have x squared. And then we have minus 2x for outer plus 5x for inner is equal to negative 10. Minus 10. I'll just erase that. Okay. Let's see. Minus 10 is equal to minus 12. All right, combine these like terms, and we have x squared plus 3x minus 10 is equal to minus 12. And we want 0 on the right-hand side for this to be in standard form. So we'll add 12 to both sides. We have x squared plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now let's see if this factors. All right, we'll put xx here. Everything is positive. And the only thing we can try is 2 times 1. Let's just check that middle term. 2x plus x is equal to 3x. So this is the right factorization. And from this we get two solutions. X plus 2 equals 0 gives us x equal minus 2. That's one solution. And x plus 1 equals 0 gives us x is equal to negative 1. So that's the second solution. In question 8, we're asked if x squared plus 8x is equal to 2, then x plus 4 squared is equal to blank. So what we want to do is complete the square over here, and we'll end up with that x plus 4 squared. And whatever we get on the right-hand side, that's what we fill in. All right, so let's do that. Let's complete the square. So we have x squared plus 8x, and we'll put in the blank is equal to 2 plus blank. Okay, that's the stage that I call getting ready to complete the square. Now to complete the square, we take half the middle term, square it, and put it here and put it here. So half of 8 is 4, and 4 squared is 16. So 16 goes here and here. And we do that because this now is a perfect square. All right, if we factor it, it factors as x over here, square root of 16, 4 over here, and because of this plus, we have a plus sign in the middle. So we see that x plus 4 squared is equal to 18. And that is it. That's the answer, 18. We can fill it in right here. Okay. So we get this simply by completing the square. Okay, here's the last problem in our review on quadratic equations. We want to solve this quadratic equation, so the first method we'll try is factoring. Notice it's already in standard form. All right, 2x squared, so here we'll put a 2x and an x. And our signs are different. Okay, so the only way to factor 11 is 11 times 1. And let's see, if we put the 11 here and the 1 here, we're not going to get the minus x in the middle. Let's see, here we have 11x, and here we have minus 2x, which gives us 9x. All right, not the right middle term of minus x. And let's see, if we switch around, okay, let's just switch that around. Let's make this, we could put the 11 here and the 1 here, and still we're not going to get the right middle term. Okay, we're way off now. Here we have 22x. Sorry, I want to make this is minus 22x. This is a negative. Okay. Minus 22x plus x. Okay, so we're way off, minus 21x. So it looks like the two possibilities, 11, 1, 1, 11, don't give us the right factorization. So we're going to try, since factoring doesn't seem to work, in other words, this does not seem to be factorable, we'll try the quadratic formula. All right, let's write down the quadratic formula. X is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. All right, let's just fill in now. B is minus 1, so that's minus minus 1 plus or minus the square root. B squared, that's minus 1 squared, minus 4a, a is 2, c is minus 11, over 2a over 2 times 2. Okay. So let's simplify this. We have minus 1 plus or minus the square root. There we have 1 plus 88 over 4. So we get as our two solutions minus 1 plus or minus the square root of 89 over 4.